Hello and welcome to our reviews. Today we'll be reviewing Marvel Legends Series 5 Mr. Fantastic. So yes, continuing and pretty much completing the Fantastic Four for right now, as I don't have an Invisible Woman. We have Reed Richards' Mr. Fantastic. He comes with some accessories and interchangeable arms. He's a pretty standard sort of Marvel Legend, nothing special about him, but he's certainly an important person to have if you want to have the Fantastic Four. So, yeah, let's go ahead and zoom in for articulation, sculpt, paint, all those sorts of things. Alright, here we have Mr. Fantastic. As you can see, he's got his head right here. We'll zoom in on that in a minute. He has pretty much his body's just this blue jumpsuit. He's got his 4 right there in the center, which is painted on nicely. He does have a bit of shading in the blue, but it's not anything extravagant or anything like that. He has a little black line on the waist there. He has 2 darkish blue to black gloves. Same for the boots. Flip him over on the back. It's basically the same design. Like I said, not exactly an extravagant figure, but that's just pretty much what Mr. Fantastic looks like. Now let's zoom in on the head sculpt really quick. Looking at the head sculpt, you can see he's got a just standard sort of stern expression. Not a terrible looking head sculpt, it looks fine in my opinion. If you turn the head to the side, you can see the gray hair that's on the sides and the back of his head, which is of course an accurate detail. Now let's zoom out and look at the articulation. Articulation-wise, Mr. Fantastic is pretty decent. Head goes up and down, all the way around. Ball joint shoulders, in and out, forward and back. He has the butterfly joint there. Bicep cut, double joint elbows. Forearm cut, hinge at the wrist, as well as a finger hinge. Abdominal joint, waist cut. Ball joint hips move in and out, forward and back. Strangely, his legs seem to be on the same joint, so whenever you move them forward, they both go forward. That's really weird. Upper thigh cut, double joint knees, calf cut, ankle pivot, hinge, and a toe joint. So yeah, pretty much all of your standard Marvel Legends sort of articulation, except for the weird hip conjoinedness. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, that's all of his articulation. Let's move on to his alternative hands, which are pretty cool. So Mr. Fantastic comes with one very large, sort of bendy rubber hand, like this. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, both of his accessories are a bit heavy, so they'll make him, like, fall over if you have them equipped to him. So you might need some extra support for that. These all have little wires in them so you can pose them. And that is, pretty cool. Like that. It's pretty interesting. Very useful for someone like Mr. Fantastic. And for the other side, he comes with this large mallet hammer-like arm. The actual end here is hard plastic, and then the rest of it is bendy wire, rubber stuff. So that's cool. It's not as cool as the big hand, but it's still a useful little extra bit. And these are pretty easy to swap in and out. Now let's move on to his base/accessory. So for an accessory, Mr. Fantastic comes with a Fantasticar. It's light blue. It's got the 4 logo there on the front. It is big enough for him to sit in properly. You can see it's got controls in there as well as a seat. It has a wall-mountable hole there on the back. And then on the bottom it has lots of little hovery sorts of things and cool stuff like that. Overall, very nice detail and kind of a cool little accessory. Alright, that's pretty much it for his accessories. Let's move on to the packaging. Alright, packaging-wise, you got your standard Marvel Legends packaging. Series 5 up there at the top. You got an issue of Fantastic Four in the background there. Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic. Flip it over on the back, you get your little stat pages, descriptions, and the other figures in this wave, which are Blade, Silver Surfer, Sabretooth, Nick Fury, Mr. Fantastic, and Colossus. Once again, every figure in this wave pretty much is worth having. To me personally, Nick Fury is probably the least interesting, but overall still a pretty nice wave full of things worth getting. Personally, the only thing I have in this wave at the moment is Mr. Fantastic, because I haven't managed to get around to getting any of the other ones. I do have the re-release Silver Surfer, which is essentially the same as that, but I reviewed that a long time ago. Anyway, as always, good for in or out of package display. So yeah, Mr. Fantastic. Alright, that wraps it up for Mr. Fantastic, so until next time, goodbye. Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.